The crash, the surgery, and the miracle of survival. When the news first broke at the end of August that Chris Froome had suffered another crash, the collective heart of the cycling world sank. For those who have followed his journey, from 4 Tour de France victories to the horrific 2019 Dauphiné crash, and then to years of fighting his way back into the peloton, there was a horrible feeling of déjà vu. Had history cruelly repeat itself, and would Froome ever catch a break? This was not a small tumble on a training ride. Reports confirmed that Froome had struck a roadside sign while descending at over 30 miles per hour. That single moment of impact left him with a collapsed lung, 5 broken ribs, a fractured lumbar vertebrae, and, most worryingly, a pericardial rupture. For those who are not doctors, that phrase, quote, pericardial rupture, is not just medical jargon. It is as serious as it sounds. The pericardium is the protective sac surrounding the heart, and a rupture of it is a life-threatening condition. It was a true brush with death. His wife Michelle later revealed just how bad things had been. Quote, it was obviously a lot more serious than some broken ribs. Those words cut through the cycling headlines. Fans and journalists suddenly understood that we weren't just talking about another setback in a long sporting career, we were talking about a man's very survival. So Froome was airlifted to Sainte-Anne Hospital in Toulon, a trauma centre specialising in thoracic and cardiac emergencies. Surgeons worked for hours, repairing his damaged chest, stabilising his spine, and addressing his heart injury. In the end, the operation was deemed successful, and the miracle was that Chris Froome was actually alive. What came next was as remarkable. Within a week, on September the 5th, he posted a photograph of himself leaving the hospital, hand in hand with his young daughter. The caption was simple, but powerful. Quote, relieved to be heading home from the hospital today, thanks to the staff at the HIA St. Anne. That one sentence captured everything. Relief, gratitude, the sense that Froome once again had defied the odds. Fans poured into the comment section, leaving tens of thousands of supportive messages. For many, seeing him smile, weakened but alive, was enough. Cycling had nearly lost one of its greatest champions. But instead we were given the gift of seeing him walk out of hospital. And so began the slow, fragile journey of recovery. A new rhythm of life, recovery at home. If professional cycling is about constant motion, training camps, races, transfers, podiums, then recovery is about the opposite. For Chris Froome, a man who once rode up Mont Ventoux like it was his personal staircase, recovery now means walking gently through his neighbourhood with his family. Doctors made it clear there would be no rushing back onto a bike. His body, especially his heart, needed time. Froome accepted his reality. Rather than fighting it, he embraced the gift of simply being at home. For a man who has spent 2 decades on the road, it was almost foreign to wake up each morning and not think about watts per kilo, altitude training, or the next race on the calendar. Instead, his focus is on healing, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Light exercise has been the prescription. This has meant short, easy walks, often hand in hand with his wife and children. For a man who once measured progress by power output and stage victories, progress is now measured in the joy of walking to the park, watching his kids play, and returning home without exhaustion. This is not to say it's easy. The injuries Froome suffered will take months, if not years, to fully heal. A collapsed lung leaves scar tissue, broken ribs make even breathing painful, and spinal fractures require careful rehabilitation. But each day, Froome pushes forward, inch by inch. Those close to him have remarked on his resilience. This is, after all, the same man who came back from multiple broken bones in 2019 to finish the Tour de France again. Yet even Chris Froome admits the recovery is different. The heart injury changes everything. His own words, quote, "relieved to be heading home," reflect not an athlete's impatience to return, but a father's gratitude to simply still be present for his family. Michel Froome and their kids have been his anchors. Friends report that the Froome household is more centered than ever. There is laughter, meals shared without hurry, and a newfound appreciation for life outside the peloton. His family has spoken about how happy they are to have him back, not in a hospital bed, not on an operating table, but at home, walking, smiling, and cherishing moments that might have been lost forever. For fans, this is a different Chris Froome than the one we've known, less the hardened competitor, and more the grateful survivor. The Phoenix Gala, a symbolic step forward for Chris. If leaving hospital was the first milestone, then appearing at the Phoenix Foundation quote, "Sport with Purpose" charity gala in Zurich was the second. Barely 2 weeks after his discharge, Froome appeared at the glittering event, dressed in a tuxedo and standing shoulder to shoulder with legends like Usain Bolt, Anthony Joshua, and Mika Häkkinen. It was more than just an evening of charity, it was a statement. Froome was alive, present, and able to participate. Cameras captured him smiling, laughing, and even walking the red carpet. For many fans who had seen him in hospital gowns, this was an emotional sight. Froome even shared why he had made such an effort to attend. Quote, "I think this was a motivation for me to try and push in terms of the rehab and getting out of hospital in time, to be ready for this event, because it sounds like it's going to be an amazing evening." Those words are classic Froome, understated but full of determination. The same stubbornness that drove him to attack on the Col de la Finestre in 2018 is now pushed him to leave hospital in time to honour his commitment to the gala. On stage, he participated in a panel discussion about resilience and purpose, sitting next to Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive, and Anthony Joshua, the heavyweight boxing champion. Froome held his own. He spoke about setbacks, about the value of resilience, and the perspective that comes from surviving something truly life-threatening. In many ways, the symbolism of the event could not be ignored. The gala was called, quote, "Sport with Purpose," and here was Chris Froome once again redefining his purpose. No longer was he the man chasing yellow jerseys. Instead, he was a man reminding everyone that sport is about much more than victory. It is about community, perseverance, and the ability to rise again after a fall. Fans on social media reacted with relief. One Instagram post from Froome after the gala read, quote, "An unforgettable evening with the Phoenix Foundation. Honoured to share the stage with these legends, inspired by their journeys and grateful to be part of this special night." It's Froome's way of saying thank you to the gala, to the people who supported him, and to life itself. The future of racing, a question mark. The big question everyone keeps asking is, will Chris Froome ever race again? On paper, the answer looks grim. At 40 years old, with a compromised heart, multiple fractures, and a contract with Premier Tech expiring at the end of 2025, the odds are stacked against him. Even before the crash, whispers had grown that Froome might be nearing the end of his career. Results were scarce, and his body was not the same as in the Sky years, and retirement seemed inevitable. Now, after this crash, the idea of returning to professional cycling feels almost impossible. What do you guys think? Is it possible for him to come back? Michel Froome put it best when she told reporters, quote, "He's fine, but it's going to be a long recovery process. He won't be riding a bike for a while." Those words, "for a while," may be deliberately vague, but most observers interpret them as a gentle way of acknowledging that racing at the highest level is unlikely for Froome moving forward. That doesn't mean Froome has nothing left to give to the sport. Quite the opposite. His experience, tactical mind, and his story make him invaluable. Whether he returns to the peloton or not, Froome's legacy is secure. Thanks for watching today's video. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Leave a like on the video for good luck, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's one. Leave your comments down below as what you think about this.